All right, so since we are a few minutes past 3 o'clock, and I again want to be mindful of everyone's time, we'll get started. And if you are just joining us, you haven't missed out on anything yet, I wanted to welcome you all to our College of Education virtual session this afternoon. My name is Dr. Jessica Syed, and I am the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions here at Rowan. So thank you all to our students for joining us today. I know I've seen some familiar names that have joined us this afternoon in other sessions, so thanks for coming back to learn about our College of Education. And for other students, maybe you guys are just waking up today, or you've been busy online all day doing schoolwork. So whatever your schedule is, we are happy that you are here. I wanted to give a special congratulations to any accepted students who will be joining us on campus this fall, including our freshman students coming in for our class of 2024, or any incoming transfer students as well. I know we have a nice mix of incoming freshman students, transfer students, even international graduate students, and prospective students still in high school. So it's always nice to get to know who's in the session. So for those of you who have been on virtual event sessions before with me, you guys know the drill, you know how this works. But if this is anyone's first time, I'll quickly go over what to expect over the course of the next 45 minutes or so. So we will start with the presentation, and hopefully everyone can see us and hear us and see the slide that's up on the screen. But know that unfortunately, we can't see you and we can't hear you. But you guys can interact with us using the Q&A feature on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. So throughout the presentation, please write in any questions that you have. We would love for this to be as interactive as possible, even though we know this is certainly just a virtual session. We'd love to get to know you guys online as well. So to start it off today, we would love to know who is in the room with us. So for those of you, again, who have met me before on sessions, you know, I always am into these virtual icebreakers. So if everyone can share in that Q&A box, give us your name, where you're from, high school, or the current institution that you're in if you're a transfer student, whether you're an accepted student that will be joining us on campus this fall, or you're still just searching for schools. And I'm always looking for something fun for you guys to share too. So, you know, I'm always looking for a Netflix recommendation, a recipe, a good workout. But how about share some Memorial Day weekend plans? I know it will not be like a typical Memorial Day weekend, right? Hopefully no one's really going down the shore, and if you are, you're staying away from other people. But share something that you guys are doing this weekend. I know I had a couple of students who were going swimming, which sounds really nice. So I'm curious what you guys are up to on a nice long weekend. So we have Bella. Again, hi, Bella. Thanks for joining us from Seneca Valley near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I know you're still thinking about where you want to go to school, but you're interested in being a math teacher, which is awesome. College, and we're happy to hear that Rowan is at the top of your list. That's awesome. And thanks again for joining us today for a couple of sessions this afternoon. Thanks for spending your afternoon. We also have Michael from Woodstown. We have an Isabella, who is a junior in high school and lives in Colonia. We have Jason, who's a junior at Washington Township, looking to do music education with special education. That's great. We also have David, who's an accepted transfer student. He'll be attending the College for Music Education this fall. Congratulations, that's fantastic. From New Egypt, and excited to learn more about the school today. We have Paige, who is transferring in for our Inclusive Education program, coming in from RCSJ. Went to Delphi before RCSJ. Excellent, good to see you. And we have Catherine from Bayville, transferring from Ocean County. Good to see you again on this session today, Catherine. Thanks for joining us, looking to be an elementary teacher. I didn't see any fun and exciting Memorial Day plans. Maybe that's telling me something. You guys are just hanging out at home, which is good. Hopefully we'll have some nice weather this weekend. Remains to be seen, I guess. But if there's anything else that you want to share as we get started, again, especially any questions that you guys have about the College of Education, what it looks and feels like to be an education student here at the university, please share them and use this time to make sure you guys get your questions answered. So at this point, I will turn the presentation over to our Dean of the college, Dean Marie.
Thank you so much, Dr. Syed. I am excited to be here to speak to the range of students who are either have been accepted, recently transferred, still contemplating whether they'll come to Rowan or major in education. I am Gaetan Jean-Marie, Dean of the College of Education, and I'll quickly turn to my colleague to introduce herself.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Dorothy Abruzzo-Klump. I am the Associate Director for University Advising Services for the College of Education, and thrilled to be here with you today.
Thank you. I hope you'll continue to stay safe and healthy during this time. And as we continue to plan for you to come to us in the near future, we wanted to share with you about the College of Education. And what our approach is that we were expecting you. So what that means for me, whether it's the faculty, staff, your experiences at Rowan University, your interactions with our professional staff, your advisors, it is always with an attitude, a disposition of assisting you, a commitment to support you. So that's what I wanted to emphasize with this notion of we were expecting you. We know the profession needs you. That's clear, the shortage of the teaching profession, and we need you. If you can move on to the next slide for me, and I'll dive a little bit further. What you'll find, if you haven't already heard about this, our role, not only in the College of Education, but across 6 other colleges, is to prepare educators. In the introduction, I believe it was Bella who's considering math to be a teacher. Bella would be in the College of Science and Math, but then at some point reconnect with the College of Education. So the notion of preparing educators, it is a really big village at the university, at Rowan University, in which we prepare future educators. We not only prepare teachers, but we prepare future administrators. After you become a teacher, 3 years you decide to become a principal or assistant principal. We also prepare those individuals within the College of Education, which is what we call advanced preparation, counselors. We prepare nurse educators. That it might be something, a fun fact to learn about the College of Education. Again, the emphasis here is that preparing educators, whether you're interested in becoming a teacher, or is it, I understand Jason is interested in music. That's also in another college, but you connect with us through the STEAM department in the College of Education. I learned that Paige is transferring from RCSJ, and I'm curious what major Paige has selected, and again, to connect with us through that pathway. And we look forward to connecting with you. Slide 3, please. What is exciting for me about the field of education is because of what the mechanism, what it does for people. And it's reflected in our vision. I'll start with the quote that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. The many lives a teacher comes across an impact, and I still remember that as someone who came to the U.S. at the age of 7, the impact, and I still remember my 2nd grade teacher. But within the College of Education, our vision will be a leading force in preparing and supporting reflective practitioners who use education to transform our global society. Earlier this month, we celebrated. It was a week of teacher appreciation. And with COVID-19 pandemic, where parents became teachers, there's thousands of thank yous going out to teachers because parents got firsthand of what teachers do day to day. On a whim, they had to prepare to transition to remote. And the many stories that I hear about how teachers and parents are working together to continue to provide support. So know that choosing teaching as your calling will make a difference in our society. So I'm so excited you've made that decision. Next slide.
Okay, I'll take this. Dean John Marie, thank you very much. And I share the sentiment. Great to have so many students looking to become future educators and to contribute into the society and shaping young minds and forming the direction of education, not just regionally, but nationally and globally. That's part of the mission of what we do in the College of Education. Extra shout out to Paige, because I too am a Delsey alumni, so in the house there. So before I go into our initial teacher certifications programs that we offer in the College of Ed, you'll see listed on this slide. I did want to highlight our new program, which is BA in Leadership and Social Innovation. About a year old now, It's intended as a grassroots type of organizational leadership and community involvement. So it will take you outside of the classroom to engage in the community, to engage in policy and structure at the government level. So a lot of opportunity there. If you're interested, we can absolutely share more information. And then you'll see our initial teacher preparation programs. In parentheses, you'll see the licensure, the state DOE, New Jersey Department of Education teacher license that particular program leads to. So for early childhood educators, you are licensed from preschool to 3rd grade. For our elementary education majors, you would be licensed from kindergarten to 6th grade. Inclusive education is also relatively new for us. That program is a combination of elementary educators and inclusive education, which leads to an additional endorsement for teaching students with disabilities. So a singular track with both the initial license in K-6 and an endorsement in teaching students with disabilities. Nice, attractive option for our students, much needed and high demand. We're getting a lot of interest in that program, and we're glad to give you more information when we get to our QA session if you have further questions. Health and physical education is a popular major here. That is a preschool through 12 license. And then we have subject matter, teaching content area in art, English, history, music, Spanish, theater, sciences, and mathematics. We have 2 options here for students to choose from in the teaching humanities. That's the arts, English, history, or social studies, it's sometimes referred to, and Spanish. We have our BA, that's our traditional 4-year track. And as Dr. Jean-Marie had mentioned, we partner with colleges outside of the College of Education for you to learn content-specific information. So the BA is a dual degree program. You will earn 2 degrees, one in the content, one in education, all as an undergraduate 4-year track. We also offer the option for students in those same contents to choose a combined advanced degree program. You'll see the acronym of CADP down below. The combined advanced degree programs is a +1. So a bachelor's degree in 4 years, and then a +1, which is an acceleration of the master's degree in teaching. So both options if you're interested in teaching any of those subject areas. For the science and mathematics, our option is the CADP only. So a combined advanced degree program that will lead to a master's of STEM education and your initial teacher license there as well. In addition to those initial teacher prep programs, we do also offer students the opportunity to add teacher endorsement. Reading, a middle school endorsement in a specific content area. And if you recall back in the middle school grade levels where you transition from one classroom to the next for specific content, teaching English, teaching mathematics, teaching science, teaching social studies, or the content areas in which you can choose to earn a middle school endorsement, which would enable you to teach grades 5 through 8. We also have teacher of students with disabilities, as I mentioned before. It is part of the inclusive ed program, but also an option for any major to add that additional coursework to be eligible for that license as well. We have English as a second language as a teacher endorsement. We have bilingual, bicultural education, and then we have driver's ed, which is quite popular with our HPE students. As Dr. Jean-Marie had mentioned earlier, we also have advanced degree programs for students who have an initial teacher license. Through our graduate coursework, graduate programming, you may want to pursue ed counseling, school curriculum, supervision, nursing education, and a variety of other tracks that may be of interest to you as well. Jean-Marie alluded to some of this in her intro. There are many opportunities outside of teaching in a traditional classroom setting. Some will find themselves more geared toward the technology end. Some may be interested in becoming a curriculum supervisor or a media specialist. And these are all viable opportunities beyond graduation here. We also included some other organizations outside of education that students just don't tend to connect with being an educator, such as human resources. Human resources is a broad industry with opportunities to become a teacher in a training setting, in a corporate setting where you are teaching employees and training employees, so that sometimes our students find themselves, interested in business and interested in organizational leadership and involved in a different aspect other than the classroom teaching. Community advocacy, child advocacy, they're all viable careers that are education related that some of our students end up pursuing.
Yeah.
Where can you go from here?
Anywhere.
The university does provide opportunities for students to study abroad. Many of our College of Ed students will do that prior to the formalized clinical experiences and clinical practices as an upper level classman, so they can earn credit in general education courses and then also get that experience abroad. College of Education has a club where they offer opportunity to become involved, and they do a trip abroad. They do a 2-week trip to India. They explore the culture, they explore the environment, they get great experiences through that organized club, and that's also a viable option as well. So we encourage you to get involved. We encourage you to engage in different experiences to broaden your scope and hone your craft as you become a teacher. Beyond graduation, though, once you are a licensed teacher, there's so many opportunities abroad, whether you teach English as a second language, or you teach content, or you get involved in community organizations that advocate, foster, build, and develop education opportunities for students, for young children. So many opportunities for you to explore. These are experiences that are invaluable and they're rich and can help shape and form your future as an educator. College of Education has some expectations for our teacher candidates, and we will shape and help you grow as a student here. In the end, the goal of becoming an effective, compassionate, and caring educator, and so that you will impact the lives of others. We focus on dispositions early on. From the beginning, as a freshman, we will foster the expectation of having the characteristics, the quality of mind and disposition needed to be an effective teacher. And you see the cloud word there: diversity, respect, of timeliness, preparedness, communication skills, all the soft skills that you will develop as a student here are embedded in our program, as are the teaching skills, the methodology, the strategy, the classroom management. All of those types of skills are embedded in our educational pedagogy, and we ensure that it is offered to you throughout your experience here. In addition to what we expect from candidates, the New Jersey Department of Education regulates all teacher prep programs. And so they have some criteria embedded that we ensure you meet. Some of those listed here are practice core. That is our basic skills, proficiency, equivalence for the state. Reading, writing, and math. We encourage high school students, either during high school or right out of high school, to take that test to ensure proficiency and seamless transition into the program and so that you can move through the program without pause. We require a 3.0 GPA, an overall GPA. That's a B average on our scale, so I'm sure it's obtainable for you guys as well. Background clearance, criminal history clearance, and fingerprinting is required in order for us to place you in any type of setting. We also have a practice 2, which is test of content area. That's further along down the line, and we are here to guide you through that process and give you that information as it's pertinent to your success here.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of support through the College of Education Advising Center, our faculty, our program coordinators, chairs, and alike, who will walk you through every phase of the program, for sure. I'm going to pause here to answer any questions that you guys may have, questions, comments, or anything you'd like to add.
Great, thank you so much. So we'll start out with a couple of questions, and I do want to remind our students to utilize the Q&A feature on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. We do want to make sure we get a chance to answer any and all questions that you guys have. So again, please use this time to answer, or rather to ask any questions that you have about the College of Education. So if we could start out just by talking about any clubs or organizations that are specific for education majors, and how would a student go about getting involved in those opportunities?
We do have student clubs within the College of Education. The Associate Dean, Dr. Brown, is not here. She's the chairperson for that, the advisor for our education, the undergraduate education major club, and also the Alpha Kappa Pi. So we have other clubs throughout the university. And we also even have a graduate student club that was started this past fall semester. Plenty opportunities to get together. We also convene students' college events. This past fall, we had the ice cream social to meet all of our incoming students, and we've had other events within the college to help build on the community we value so much within the College of Education.
Thank you. So we have some questions about receiving fall semester schedules. And for an incoming freshman student, you will receive your schedule at orientation. You guys don't have to worry about picking your courses for the fall semester. Those will be given for you. And our transfer students, you can start working with your advisors to choose your courses for the fall semester. But Dorothy, would you just elaborate a bit more about receiving schedules, when students can anticipate that, and what does that typically look like for the first semester for either a freshman or a transfer student?
Sure, and my apologies. I had a bunch of activity going on behind the scenes in the neighborhood I wasn't expecting here, so I had to relocate. Freshmen, incoming freshmen. So if you've already committed and deposited and taken placement tests or have submitted SATs, ACT scores, your information is being sent to the advisor of your program, and we are working on building your first semester schedule. That information goes back to the registrar. They enter it in the system, and your schedule is built for you. You will have access to that if you go into Banner Self-Service. You can look at your schedule. If anyone's sending transcripts from any other institution, you can confirm that they have been received and evaluated. So as soon as you have that deposit, you can go ahead and get your schedule. Caveat, there may be some changes to your schedule. You may have AP courses that are yet to come in. You may have dual credit courses that are yet to come in. We will modify them and work with you during the summer to ensure that your schedule is accurate, you're not duplicating any unnecessary credit, and that you're ready to go for the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you, Dorothy. So we have a question from Jason, who wants to come in as a music education major, but he's also interested in special education. And he's curious, what should he do first? Could you speak more broadly for students who do have interest in different, maybe a double major, minor, concentration, or specialization? How does that work, and what should they be prioritizing once they get to campus?
Sure. So music education program. Jason, can I ask, is it instrumental, vocal, or jazz? We offer all 3 tracks. I'm waiting for Jason to reply there. So that program is the subject matter education, and it is a dual major. So you will have the BA in education, you will have a BA in music, depending on which track, any one of those 3. And this is pretty structured with your musical requirements. So a lot of music theory courses, a lot of applied instrumental courses, conducting, vocal. It's pretty structured each semester sequence, and our music majors carry in excess of 17, 18 credits every semester. Sometimes they take some credits in the summer to give themselves a little ahead of the game there, but designed to be 8-semester sequence. Adding teacher of students with disabilities is a total option. And if you're strategic in working with your advisor, they will recommend for you which courses to take first, which courses you can take during the summer, what the prerequisites of that program are, because there is an application process to be accepted into teaching students with disabilities, and then how to configure that with your other requirements. So it's totally feasible. Your clinical experience for teaching with disability will take place after your initial music clinical experience, as it will for all other majors. Your clinical experience in the content area would happen first, and then your teacher of students with disabilities clinical experience right after.
Thank you, Dorothy. Isabella has a question about 5-year master level programs, and I know you went over that we have a few different 4-year bachelor programs as well as 5-year master level programs. Could you just review what those programs are, and if a student was in a 4-year bachelor program, could they still have an option to continue on into a master's level program?
So the only content areas where the only option is the combined advanced degree program is our math and sciences. So the STEM education is exclusively a 4+1, BA or BS in the content, and then the master's in STEM teaching. The other content areas have the option in art, English, history, or social studies, English and Spanish to do either the 4-year track, the BA, or the combined advanced degree program where you add that 1 more year and earn a master's in teaching as well.
But they can still, even after they finish their bachelor's degree, can still continue if they wanted to, straight from completing their master's teacher licensure to go into grad school and pursue a master's degree.
Correct.
Great. And it looks like we do have a few transfer students in this session today. We've had a couple of different questions. Most of them are pretty specific to the individual students. So for those of you whose individual questions we won't be able to answer today in this format, feel free to email admissions@rowan.edu. I'll make sure your question gets over to the college, and then we can reach out and work with you more one-on-one to make sure any of those questions are answered. You could also email the advising center within the College of Education, and thank you for putting that up on the screen as well. So either of those pieces of contact information would be helpful. But we do have a couple of students, again, who are transfer students coming in from a variety of institutions, variety of different years, questioning how long will it take as a transfer student coming in? And again, this probably varies student for student, but could you generally give us a sense of, as a transfer student, what does that experience look like coming into the College of Education in terms of courses transferring in and potentially an expected timeline?
So transfer students come in with a variety of credits, a variety of number of credits and courses that may or may not be applicable. So the first thing would be to have that transcript evaluated by the program advisor to determine what level you're coming in at and what courses you're eligible to take. And that would actually determine what class level you may be prepared to start. Every program varies, so there's no one answer for this, but essentially majority of our programs have a minimal 4-semester sequence of clinical experience and practice that's equivalent to your junior level field experiences and then your senior level field experiences. So it just depends on whether you have satisfied all the prereqs coming in to that point.
And one of the things we emphasize to all of our education majors, teacher education, the praxis core, if they can take it as early as possible, so because that's a critical requirement for admission to teacher ed. We're encouraging students to take it, to take the praxis core before you join Rowan, so that way you have that out of the way, one requirement closer to being admitted into teacher education.
Thank you, guys. And this will be a follow-up question from Samuel. Dean Jean-Marie was just sharing about taking praxis, and Samuel wanted to know, is that a test that's taken before the start of freshman year of college? And it sounds like it would be recommended that students take it again as early as possible. How would students go about doing that? Would you recommend reaching out to an advisor at this point or emailing the email address on the screen? What would a student like Samuel do to take that praxis exam nice and early?
Sure, we touched base on a little bit more detail at the orientation presentation, but we do recommend our incoming freshmen to either take this exam during the summer just to get it over with, or prepare to take it at some point in the very near future. And there are some resources for you. So Khan Academy, if you're not familiar, that's Khan. Khan Academy has free diagnostic and practice tests for you. Practice core is reading, writing, and mathematics. So we always recommend that you do a pre-test, see where you're at before you schedule that exam and actually attempt to take it. So do a little bit of self-assessment there. We also have a practice core lab on campus that you are able to utilize. And if you're local, well, under these circumstances, everything is virtual right now, but you can visit our website and look at virtual enrichment activities and suggestions for lab. The other thing I want to mention is that there is an exemption to Praxis Core. SAT, ACT, or GRE scores, depending on how high you scored, may exempt you from even being required to take Praxis Core. And that information is on the College of Education website as well as the Department of Education website, and we'll cover that in our orientation as well, starting in start in June. Go ahead, Dr. Jim.
I was going to mention that it's administered through ETS, the Educational Testing Center. The direction they've moved towards in light of COVID-19 pandemic is that you can take it at home. The test will now be administered for you to take it at home on your computer. That won't become available until later this summer, but something to continue following for those who may be interested in pursuing that right away.
Great. And Jordan wants to know if we could speak a bit more about the school psychology program that's offered.
The school psychology is at the graduate level?
Yes.
So you would still have to complete your undergraduate degree in one of the majors of interest before you could apply for the school psychology program. Mr. Bruzo-Klump, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes. Don't know their specific criteria. I know many of our undergraduate students, including majors outside of College of Ed, a lot of psychology majors pursue that option as well. But it does give you specific counseling experience. It does require clinical experiences and clinical practices in some type of counseling setting. And there is also, I should mention, in addition to the school counseling, there is a higher education advising track as well. So if you're interested in advising, there's also that opportunity. But as Dr. mentioned, post-baccalaureate, true master's degree program that you would apply to during your senior year. And Rowan, in addition, Rowan has a senior privilege opportunity for students. They can take up to 9 credits of graduate level coursework that would count as any free electives within your program and give you a taste of the program a little bit and a head start on the program requirements. So we always encourage students to take advantage of that opportunity.
We have a question about accommodations for learning disabilities for an incoming student. And for everyone to know, we have a fantastic resource on campus called our Academic Success Center. And within our Academic Success Center, it does oversee a bunch of different offices and resources for students, including our tutoring center, writing center, Office of Military Services, but additionally our Disability Resources Center. So if a student does have an accommodation from high school or while you're at another institution, we would highly encourage you to make sure that you are self-identifying with the Academic Success Center and making sure that you have the accommodations that you need to be successful at Rowan as you have at your other institution or at your high school. You can get in contact with the director of the Academic Success Center. His name is John Woodruff. He is a super nice guy, also super responsive. So if you guys emailed him, he would be able to provide you with the information that you need. His email address is Woodruff. It's WOODRUFF, Woodruff @rowan.edu. Or again, you can check out our Academic Success Center on our website and look at the different disability resources. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add about that, but I would encourage students again to make sure that you have the accommodations that you need to be successful once you get to school.
I agree.
Yeah, and I would just add, if for our students who are registered with Disability Resources and scheduling a praxis exam, there are accommodations. So ETS will provide accommodations for test taking. We just have to coordinate it through Mr. Woodruff's office.
Great. So Paige from Delsey has a question about where to find her fall semester schedule. And Paige, I think, is really thinking ahead here. She wants to know about what books she'll need for the fall semester and where she would find that information. So Paige, I'm impressed. You're definitely ahead of most students, I think, at this point in the summer.
So Paige, once you're in that, once the courses have actually been assigned and you are registered, you will find that in Banner Self-Service under Student Schedule tab. I wouldn't expect it to happen yet because we just started working on the files this week, but they should be coming in over the next 4 to 5 weeks. We should have all our freshman class registered. So just keep checking in Banner Self-Service for your schedule. And then from there, you should link to Barnes & Noble Bookstore to search for your course text requirements.
Great. And I know we're starting to run a little short on time. I want to be mindful that we can wrap up today by 3:45. As we do start to conclude this session today, I'm just going to ask our Dean and Dorothy to share what makes the College of Education at Rowan truly special. Why would a student choose to come to Rowan, especially within our College of Education?
For me, as the dean, I started about a year ago. I was coming from another institution as dean, so I've had the opportunity this year to really see what happens within the college in terms of the culture, the community that exists, that's supportive of each other, the care. So I really have had the opportunity to observe that through our professional staff, through our faculty, through our college students too, where there is really a commitment to caring for each other. There's not an office you would walk into and someone would not be ready to assist you. Whether you're in the hallway, someone's always available to assist you, answer your questions. The relationships, the rapport you build with our faculty, it's not just that you're learning the class, but they're genuinely interested in your overall profession, your success, your interests, your calling, whether it's teaching or go beyond that, but that commitment to supporting you as an individual to fulfill your lifetime goals. That's what you'll find as we connect with you. I enjoy the opportunity to connect with students. I've enjoyed the opportunity, the experiences you will see. Not only you're in the classroom learning, but also connected to the field, where you get to practice from what you're reading about in the book, but then you get to apply, come back and do sense making, problem posing with faculty in your program. So you can really do a deeper learning about what it is that you're preparing yourself for within your particular major, your profession. So that commitment to student support, quality educational experience that's connected both to theory and practice, and really supporting you beyond who do you want to be as an individual. You saw the slide on the dispositions. Those dispositions are not just about for becoming a teacher. Those dispositions is what I call what you're adding to your life toolbox. Along the way, that will help you as you continue to work and navigate this world. So it's really a special place to enter this next phase actually in your life, and we're excited to connect and support you along that journey.
I would concur with Dr. Jean-Marie and add that there is as much support and comprehensive programming outside of the classroom as there is in the classroom. So there are so many opportunities for students to become engaged, and we know from research when students are engaged, they persist, and that's what we want for each of you, is to reach your goal, becoming future educators, and having experiences that help shape who you are and who you will be and what you will offer to your future students. So from advising to clubs, to organizations, to opportunities to get involved in government, advocacy at all different levels. There are so many things that will expound on your experiences within the College of Ed as a teacher candidate beyond just learning how to become a teacher.
And I would be remiss to not mention Dr. Syed recently finished her program within the College of Ed, her EDD, her doctorate within the College of Ed, and to continue her own professional goals as she continues in this realm within Rowan University. So it's always a pleasure to see our own students, to see their success and how they're making a contribution to our society, and in this case, creating the opportunity to welcome our students coming to Rowan University.
Great, thank you so much. And as Dean Jean-Marie said, I did recently virtually graduate with my doctorate from the program, and I honestly, from personal experience, can't talk more highly about the College of Education. I had a fantastic experience in the doctoral program. I completed it in 4 years while working full-time and had nothing but the most supportive faculty members, fantastic students in my cohort from all across the state of New Jersey, and just being able to meet and connect and network with so many people from so many other institutions, and I know the program has helped me both personally and professionally. So from firsthand experience, I'm really proud to be an alum of the College of Education and know that you would all have a similar experience as well if you do choose to come to Rowan this fall or in the future. So at this point, I do, again, want to be mindful of everyone's time and wrap up our session today. Special thank you so much to our Dean and Dorothy for spending the hour with us and sharing lots of information about the College of Education. I know we weren't able to get to every single question that was asked today, and I do apologize we weren't able to squeeze them all in. If you guys do still have follow-up questions, I hope you jotted down the contact information that's on the screen. You can also always email admissions@rowan.edu, and I'd be happy to connect you with the College of Education. Congratulations again to all of our incoming students. We can't wait to see you on campus soon, and enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully we'll see you at some more virtual events throughout the summer. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye everyone.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.